What's going on, YouTube? So in this video, I'm gonna talk about how has college helped me. Like, what have I learned in college? And it's even so far, because I'm not even done with it yet. I still got like, what, 2 more years left. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about how has college helped me so far. And yeah, we're gonna keep this going. Let's get into the video. First and foremost, man, network. Like, if you don't know how to meet people, man, college would definitely show you how to meet people. Like me, I was already pretty good at it. So me going to shake somebody's hand, introducing myself to them, telling them what I want from them or what do I want to know from them, that should be better said. But either way, it's kind of like, man, that networking skills help, because then you develop a relationship with them, and then you develop a friendship with them if they're good enough people for you, and then hopefully it's a positive relationship, and then you're able to go ahead and use that for the rest of your life. So networking does help out a lot, and having that skill and fine-tuning that skill definitely comes in handy in the future, because I know, because being outside of the college life, being in the real world, as they say, you still got to network whatever job you go to and whatever platform you work on. You still got to know people. So leadership is a big one. A lot of people in the military, that's just, that's my previous occupation, like full-time active duty leadership in the military. Doing that is not that hard, in my opinion, because you're dealing with adults. And what I mean by adults, like, I was coming from a place where we were all instructors, so I'm dealing with people who was at least, I think the youngest was 25 and the oldest was maybe like 37, right? So that was the leadership environment that I was having to work under. And so then I had leaderships like over me, and those leaders, they was a lot older than that, so they was like looking at their 40s and 50s. So nobody's in their 60s, but I'm just saying, like, your leadership changes depending on the age bracket. So if you have to go down the age bracket, let's just say 18 to 25, or 25 might be your oldest. Like, if you going above 25, that's very rare that you see somebody walking around the university participating in things that's above 25, right? So the majority is going to be below 25. So dealing with that is not as hard as people make it seem. The reason being is because people love to control people who's younger than them. So what I learned was to go ahead and give them that power to do whatever they want to do. So with me, I'm there if you need me. I'm not there to control you. I'm not there to tell you what to do. But if you ever needed help, I'll be there to help you. And that's where my leadership style comes into play. Time is the best teacher, and you gotta let time pass for people to actually learn those lessons for themselves. That way it could better them, because just because I know something that helped me in my life don't mean it's gonna help them in theirs. So learning new things, man, learning new things. Like, every environment teaches me something different. So if I've never been to the university and going to the university now, I'm learning so many different things. Like, just dealing with people. Like, in the military, you deal with a set mindset, and then those people who don't think like you, they're literally considered like an outlier, or you consider like the outlier. Either way, and the military has a very set way of thinking, right? And so when you go outside of the military, or you dealing with people who's down to earth, or you dealing with people who just don't care, or you're dealing with people who's like in between, they're like at the hippie phase, you know what I'm saying? Or you dealing with people who just can't control their thoughts at all, and they just do whatever they want to do when they want to do it. All of that is like a culture shock for somebody who's not in that culture. So learning new things, you'll definitely see how things change depending on who's in charge of what. And black and white, what I mean by that is the letters on the page don't necessarily mean anything if you know the right people, right? So it's all these cultural changes and these cultural norms. They're going to be different depending on what environment that I'm in. So I'm definitely learning new things as far as programs, people, the way of doing things, and literally the way of life. And lastly, I'm just a little speck on this big planet, right? Like, me by myself, let's just say, everybody says like one man could really change the world. That is true, but at the same time, you got to understand that you are just changing the world that you know. Like, we living on the same planet, but my world is different from your world. Like, you looking into this YouTube channels, typing in different stuff, you're actually stepping into my world, which I do appreciate. Thank you for checking out the channel. But it's all different. Everything we do is different. Everything we go through is different. Feelings change, circumstances change. So I'm just a little speck on this big planet, and so going to college definitely reminds me of that. Because then I gotta change the way I talk, change the way I dress, but it's not like a change in a bad way. It's showing me something different. That way I could better myself as a person, and I'm just building on what I already have. Appreciate you guys checking out the video, man, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.